thing that I wanted to mention, though, and I saw a couple people Pizzelle post a video on this, and it was the 13-year anniversary of our good friends Scream Factory. Since that sub label started, it was originally just Shout Factory, who did horror titles here and there before. They were always super expensive. But I can't lie, whenever Scream Factory debuted and the initial announcements came about, that was a huge time for horror fans. People were excited as hell. They're getting special editions of movie, the Halloween 2 and 3, The Fog, The Howling, giving it the deluxe treatment. People didn't know what to think. But yeah, 13 years ago, 2012.
Damn.
What do you think of that?
That's wild. I mean, me and my friend were talking about this recently. I graduated high school in 2014, and I recall like 2015, 2016 was when I started getting into Scream Factory and Arrow stuff back then. And I remember, back then, anytime a Scream Factory release would come out, especially something that I really wanted, I always jumped on it immediately. My friend was the same way. And, of course, over time, that's kind of changed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's wild.
I mean, it's interesting because, and I'll give them credit. I mean, they were kind of doing what Anchor Bay was doing with the DVDs, but this time towards the high def market. I know that the first time that we ever heard about them doing this, Felcher, this was back when Felcher actually talked to us about stuff before. Like we had legit, it wasn't really scoops because we couldn't talk about it on the show. But this was at a convention. It was like at a Horror Hound convention that summer, I think. And he said, hey, Shout Factory is coming out with this new sub label that's just focusing on cult horror movies. And they're redoing Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. And he mentioned like the batch of all of them. And then I think he even said like The Burning at the time was they were doing that. And I was like, what the hell? That Universal already came out with Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. Like, what the fuck? Why would they come out with it this quick? And he was like, no, they're going all out special edition mode with these movies. And what a lot of people don't realize at that point in time, and you can still see it in the documentary that they did for on Halloween 3, Halloween 3 was still not that well liked of a movie at that point. So they were kind of taking a chance on doing a special edition on that particular movie. But ultimately, I think it paid off. And, that release in particular is what kind of helped people kind of accept the movie more. And a lot of the people that were shitting on the movie had never really watched it, never really sit down and enjoyed it. And now, over the years, it's become one of the most popular sequels in that whole franchise.
Yeah, I remember first time I watched it, I was like in my teens, rented it from Hollywood Video, and I would always get movies, especially horror movies, and rent them out. And I recall that one in particular, when I put it on, I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. It had no Michael Myers, nothing. And at the longest time, I didn't care for it. But as I've gotten older, and I've watched it again, I appreciate it more for what it is.
The funny thing about it with us is you could even go back to like some of the early shows. And I don't know what year it was, but I think it was around the first year that we were doing the show. A buddy of mine, I didn't have Halloween 3 in the collection at all. Like that was the one sequel I didn't have a VHS of. I didn't have a DVD of or anything. And my buddy had the Good Times DVD edition of Halloween 3. And this was like early DVD. It was in those shitty snapper cases. I think these came out in the 90s. Probably
Damn.
like the late 90s, 98, 99. And that was maybe the first time that I'd ever seen it. I was not a kid. Growing up at the video store, everybody at the video store warned people against Halloween 3. Much like they warned people against Friday the 13th 5. Like, there's like, oh, it's not really Jason in that, right?
Yeah, and it's crazy how that one's gotten popular too.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, we talk a lot of shit about Scheme Factory, and I'll continue to do so because I think they're a bunch of assholes. They their release list this year is a joke. It is an absolute joke, and they had a chance, to redeem themselves with that Mario Bava thing. They blew
Yeah.
it. The Sleepaway Camp sequels, they could have done it correct. I would have bought Sleepaway Camp 2 had they did the poster and all that stuff instead of, hey, we're going to force you motherfuckers to buy both of them, but you're only going to get one poster. Like,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
the
So
first time they ever did that.
I pre-ordered that, and then as soon as I looked through it and I saw all that, I was like, "Fuck this, cancel."
Yeah, I mean, over the years, and the truth is Shout Factory as a company has always been, hey, you're going to pay top dollar for this shit. Like, this stuff is expensive. It always has been that way, right? But
Yep.
like over the years, you're paying a premium and you're getting like less and less. Like, I heard a lot of people say that those Sleepaway Camp sequels look like shit on 4K. Like, they basically look like Blu-rays.
Hmm.
You essentially wasted your money. They don't look any better or anything than the Blu-rays. I haven't seen them, but that's just what I've been told. But yeah, I mean, I may have bought both of those had they done them right. But of course they didn't. And I'll just wait on, I'm sure somebody in the UK will probably do them.
Yeah, I've got my hopes set up for that.
But
Someone will put that out later.
we'll go back and try to, we'll pat them on the back a little bit more. Though, what's some of your favorite Scream Factory releases of all time since the 13-year inception?
I probably would have to say, I mean, the Silent Night, Deadly Night, when that first came out, I remember the double feature. I think was it Anchor Bay
Yeah,
DVD? I
yeah.
had that for the longest time, and I upgraded to those, and those I was really happy with. And then that Creep Show Blu-ray. Even though I got the 4K of Creep Show, I still have that Blu-ray because that Blu-ray
Oh
is just an
yeah,
awesome addition.
yeah. It's a great package. Some of my favorites, um, the Trick or Treat Blu-ray when that came out. Like, we weren't doing the show. I wasn't really buying hardly any physical media during that period of time. But like that, when they announced that, that was a day one. I was like, holy shit, look at that. Great artwork and everything. And I'll give them credit, man. That Halloween box set, the Blu-ray box set when it first came out,
Hmm.
that was a huge deal getting all those movies licensed and in the same set. I
Yeah,
don't think it'll ever happen again. Um, and then
yeah.
you know, they had tons more that I could mention, but like that, I think ultimately, like for me, that Halloween box set, the Blu-ray set, that was the big one.
Yeah, I never got the big, set. I got the later version, like the kind of condensed version, years later, and I still have that version actually this day too, on top of the 4Ks.
Yeah. So happy 13-year anniversary to the cocksuckers over at Scheme Factory. We still
Remember,
hate
shit in a
you, but
box and send it to them.
yeah, we still hate you. Shit in the box and send it to their. They change locations on their offices and stuff almost on a monthly basis. The offices get smaller and smaller. A big thanks goes out to our supporters over at Dead Pit on Patreon.com. You can get hours upon hours of great content, right, Uncle Bill?
There's so many hours of content. We've got reviews, we've got songs, we've got live streams, we've got exclusive streams, we've got non-exclusive streams, we've got streams with all kinds of celebrities and all kinds of different old shows from the past podcast, the initial incarnation of the show. All of that can be yours.
Dead Pit on Patreon.com. Show us a little bit of love. Give us some money because we definitely deserve it. That Patreon page is so killer that you'll rub your bird to it on a nightly basis. It's that good.
You won't be able to contain yourself. You'll have to jerk your bird out and go crazy. I mean, that's how much content that we have. So much content that it's massive, and it will massively smack you in the face.
You'll play with your bird so much, pretty soon you'll be looking around for somebody else's bird to play.
Hey, everybody. everybody, it's your favorite Filipino bitch, Miss Slapco Fudd, telling you about shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. And it's the best goddamn deal on horror shirts you will ever see. New shirts, old shirts, all the in-between shirts. God damn it, bulls, go over to shop.deadpit.com. You ain't down with that. You can go to fucking hell.